Hey guys, it's Bailey from Making Up the Midwest, and this is going to be another top 5 and under 5 video. The topic, drugstore mascaras. It's been requested a few times, so let's get into it. So let's start with one of the cheapest. It comes from the brand NYC, which I never expected it to because they are so cheap, but it's here nonetheless. And it is the Skyrise Lengthening Mascara, and it's in the top 5 because it does just that. It is my favorite lengthening mascara from the drugstore ever. I was a little skeptical at first because the bristles are in these evenly spaced spirals, which to me screams cheap over effective, but once I kept it open for about a week or so, the formula dried out a little bit, and it just is a powerhouse of lengthening, both on the top and bottom lashes. The wand is thin enough to get into those bottom lashes without making them look thick and spidery and goopy and all that. Another thing that shocked me about this mascara was how budge-proof it is. It doesn't say so on the packaging, no waterproof or sweat-proof or anything, but I have taken this thing for walks on hot days and it has not smudged, flaked, done any of the stuff you don't want your mascara to do, which is another great aspect of it. The next mascara I have been talking about for quite a bit here recently, so it might not come as a shock to anyone that it wound up in the top 5, but it is Maybelline's The Falsies Big Eyes Mascara. This is a relatively new mascara, but what makes it unique is that it actually has two different wands, I guess. On one side you have this thinner, smaller wand, and on the other you have a larger, sort of typical mascara wand, both of which are false fiber. And what really makes this unique not only is the wands, but what the wands do. This smaller wand is meant for your lower lashes. It really kind of lengthens and separates those without making them look too spidery or clumpy. And the top mascara really works wonders in terms of volumizing and lengthening and a little bit of curling action as well. But when you combine the two, it's really more like a drugstore equivalent to the IT Cosmetics Tightline Mascara, where if you start off with this thinner wand right at the base of your top lashes and then you go in later with the normal mascara wand, it just makes them 10 times more thick. That's not clinically tested. I just pulled that number out of nowhere. But it just makes them that much thicker, and to me, that's really what this ultimately ends up being, is a drugstore dupe for the IT Cosmetics Mascara. For that reason, it had to be in my top 5. Next on the lash list is AnyFunkhouser's Quattro Variable Lash Mascara, and what it makes it unique is the fact that its wand has 4 different shapes, or settings, I guess. You can change the cap here, so it goes from a wand that is kind of consists of straight rows of bristles, or you can turn it so there are varying degrees of like this helix shape, and basically it just affects how the somewhat wet formula coats your lashes, and I find it can take them between varying degrees of length and volume. On top of that, the formula is stellar in terms of staying power. In fact, Flower Beauty, Drew Barrymore's line that's sold exclusively at Walmart, has a similar mascara. I think it only has 3 different settings, but the formula is just so-so. This, once it coats your lashes, stays on. And to my knowledge, it's not a waterproof formula, but it acts like one in that it just no smudging, flaking, nothing throughout the day until you are ready to wash it off. So, number 3 on the list. Next up is L'Oreal's Voluminous False Fiber Lashes, and I like this, frankly, because it does everything I need it to, but with one brush. It's like a very minimalist mascara with maximum results. It is this semi-conical shaped with very, very fine false fibers, and they don't clump at all. They really serve to lengthen and thicken your lashes without making them too terribly clumpy, and what's better is it works similarly on your bottom lashes. This is another one of those wands that you can just wiggle very lightly on your bottom lashes to get subtly defined bottom lashes to balance out the top without making them look like spider lashes. So just a very straightforward mascara, which is why it made my list. And now I end the list with another cheapie, again from the brand NYC, and it is one of their newer mascaras, the big, bold NYC mascara, up to 15 times more volume. And I pretty much chose this because it's the cheapest mascara I've found to get volume. The wand is huge, and honestly I was prepared to hate this mascara when I first used it because of how large and kind of cumbersome the wand was. But if you're willing to work with it, I find it really does provide your lashes with some great volume from root to tip, along with a little bit of curling action. So all that for about $2.99 or $3, not bad. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about my top 5 favorite mascaras. I'd love to hear yours in the comment section below. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!